So, it has been a while since I have recorded a video. Yeah. This year was just kind of wild for me. There were just a lot of things happening. But we're here. We're still doing stuff. Even if I'm not recording videos. Yeah, I ended up moving. I did a whole lot. We moved. I got a promotion at work. It's been a lot. So finding time to like sit down and record a video and paint and all that has been tough. This is my first painting in this new house, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, this is my dog. In case you didn't figure that out, this is a portrait of my dog. He is a beagle mix of some sort. We don't know what he's mixed with. He's a rescue, but he's a cutie pie, and I love him, and I wanted to make him into a little cartoon, and in doing so, I did the absolute most, because I do not know how to call it quits. I started this thinking, oh, I'll do a simple, like, pop art kind of cartoony version of my dog, and the flat colors weren't doing it for me, and I didn't really know how to shade it in a way that I liked, and I ended up doing the most. So this is like a weird blend of cartoony and realistic, I guess? I don't even know. It's not really particularly realistic either. It's bizarre. I will say that. I don't know what I was going for here. Anyway, I actually really like the texture that I managed to achieve with his fur. I think it's quite nice and pretty. It's just, the blends are a lot smoother than I was originally thinking I was going to go for, but for some reason whenever I try to do like block shading, I just hate the way it looks, so I ended up not. I ended up doing these kind of smooth gradients. Maybe someday I'll get the courage up to do an actual piece with the block shading, but not today. Anyway, these eyeballs were the absolute worst. Also, here's me starting the background. I don't know why I did this. I gave him like a little hat, and then I realized if I did the background I would have to wait for it to dry before I finished him. So I stopped that, and then I went back to his eyeballs. And his eyeballs, I think I go back and forth between the eyeballs and other parts of the painting like 5 or 6 times, because I just could not get them to come out right. I was trying to do this gradient. My dog has very pretty eyes. He's a beagle mix, like I said, but whatever he is mixed with caused his eye colors to be super pretty. They're like this kind of amber color, and at first I was going to just do like black cartoon eyes, but they're one of his most striking features, so I was trying to capture that, and I figured I'd just do like a gradient like I did with my Kirby painting. And for some reason it was much more challenging in this painting than it was with the Kirby painting. I don't know if maybe it was just the color choice. Kirby's eyes are like blue to black. These, I was trying to do like an amber or yellowy, not even amber, kind of like a yellow ochre, I suppose, to black, and it was just really hard to pull off. Yeah, I couldn't get it smooth for the life of me. Eventually I did get to a point where I'm pretty happy with the eyes, especially once I put the white highlight in. I think it turned out pretty well. The tongue I'm also okay with. It was kind of hard picking the color for the tongue, just because he's such an earthy toned boy. Having the pink of his tongue kind of popping out like that was a little odd, but I like it. He's a goofball, and I think his expression matches his goofiness. So here we are. Anyway, back to the eyeballs. Yeah, there I am struggling. They were such a struggle. I think that might be the last time I touched the eyes, but I'm really not sure. His nose, of course. His nose did not take me nearly as long as I thought it was going to. I did the nose and I was happy with it. I just finished and I was like, alright, we're done. Cool. Move on. The fur of his belly was another part where I can never just stop. Like, at some point, you need to call it quits and say it's done. My favorite part about acrylic paints is that you can just go over the same spot over and over and over again because they're opaque, so they can cover themselves up pretty easily. My least favorite part is exactly the same thing, because it just allows me to make a whole bunch of mistakes and then work too much trying to fix them. So his belly, for instance, took me ages because I don't know what I was doing. I like don't know. I did use those stiff bristle brushes to get some of that texture. I like those things. I don't know. I've heard others say that they don't. I like them. I think for texture they're pretty nice. Anyway, eventually I gave up on his belly fur. I figured the background, once I put it in, would contrast nicely and make it appear white again. Because my dog is white and chocolate colored, technically. So he's got a white belly and then like brown, chocolate brown markings on his face and back. He also has white eyebrows now because he's getting old and he's the cutest thing ever, so here we are. Anyway, this is me actually getting to the background, finally. So I did not know what to do with the background until I started this painting. Otherwise, I think I would have done this first, because this was kind of a challenge. I ended up, masking it off, then realized I needed to mask more off, and then doing these rings. These rings were super annoying to paint around this. If I had to do this over again, I would probably do the background first. The problem is I just didn't know what to do with the background to begin with, so this was all like one really big doodle that kind of got away from me. I didn't start this with really any plan. I was just kind of winging it. The only thing I had in mind was I want a cartoon of my dog. And when I painted him, I was like, well, the background's white and it's really boring, so what do I do? I ended up deciding to do the Looney Tune rings, because why not? He's a goofy little guy, so he deserves a goofy little background. And I actually think that they came out really well. They were, other than the challenge of masking everything off and painting around what I had already painted, they were really easy to do. I was not super sure I was going to be able to pull it off, just because getting like a decent circle, I don't think they're perfect circles, but getting a decent circle seemed like it would be hard, but they were pretty easy. And I mean, even the gradients, I got kind of into the zone with this. I just knocked them all out one after the other, and I was really happy with how it turned out, and it didn't take me very long at all. But yeah, I'm honestly really pleased with the way this entire painting turned out. The only thing I wish I would have done differently, other than the background first, is not spending so long trying to make things perfect, which I think is kind of my kryptonite. I spend way too much time overworking things that would have just been perfectly fine if I had left them be. Anyway, I'm happy with this. I hope my dog's happy with this. Not that I think he cares. I don't know if I said it, but his name is Bo, so yeah, this is my dog. His name is Bo. He's a cutie pie. I am very happy to have a painting of him, and I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you want, like. If not, don't. Subscribe maybe. You don't have to. I'm not in charge of you. You can do whatever you want. Anyway, bye-bye.